in our own strength, sometimes we say, it's not possible. It's too difficult. And that's why I like Bill and Pam bringing God into the mix and almost making it a prayer to him, these statements of forgiveness, because then you have the strength where you can do the proper forgiving with your spouse, but do that heart work with God first. It's so important. Yeah. Great teaching from Bill and Pam Farrell about forgiveness. And we're joined, of course, by our kitchen couples. We've got Mike and Diane. We've got Dan and Danielle, and Eric and Kara.
So, guys, this is a really good topic because in marriage, as you know, forgiveness is almost a daily occurrence. Now, I really liked the fact that Pam said that people don't generally fall out of love as much as they fall out of the desire to forgive. They kind of get tired of the forgiving process and they just say, okay, I'm done. I'm not going to do it anymore. Because forgiving can be hard, especially if there's a pretty big offense.
Now, the way Bill and Pam framed it, I liked it as well, because it's actually directing these 6 statements to God, like as a prayer, that is really getting your heart ready to forgive, to have the conversation with your spouse. But it's just getting all set and having the right attitude and dealing with it yourself, first of all, before getting into it, hopefully in a calm way with your spouse. So what are your thoughts on this?
Well, by a show of hands, and don't worry, we can't see you at home, how many people have made a mistake? Yeah, that's pretty much 100% of us, right? So we all have made mistakes, and I need lots of forgiveness because I make mistakes all the time. She will attest to that. And I do want to say that learning to love is a real secret here. Now, they gave in a process of 6 things and that kind of will walk you through in a great tutorial, but I want to start here. Love is the antidote because love allows you to see past a person's weaknesses, right, into the best and see the best in them. And so that's where I want to start this conversation.
Yeah, that's good. We all have sinned and come short of the glory of God, right? So we all have made mistakes. We all have, and forgiveness it can be a tough thing. Like Ann was saying earlier, especially depending on the offense. It can be a tough thing. So I just want to encourage every couple that's watching. I want to share this. It says, marriage is like a never-ending song. Just take your partner's hand and work really hard to stay on the same beat. But when you fall off, and you will, the key is just keep moving. Hold on tight and dance. Dance with your love until you find the rhythm again. So just hang in there. Just keep,
Really good. I like how they, for every aspect, brought God into it and talked about how, you need to check in with God first, because sometimes we need some grounding before we go in instead of going in hot and heavy, but instead take a little time, just breathe, ask God, because I love how they mentioned that it could even be us. Like maybe it's something that I'm dealing with or God wants to point out. It may not be something with Eric or the situation. It's just God's using that to kind of reveal something to me to help take me to the next level in our relationship and my walk with him. So I really love that they brought that into forgiveness.
He was saying that, bitterness and unforgiveness is just too heavy. Like you're not going to move forward and it's going to stunt your growth. And so, that was really good how he said that. And exactly, they brought God into it, how God already has your heart. And so if you have something, unforgiveness or bitterness in your heart, you got to go to him to get it healed because he's got it already. And so it's a good process that they're unfolding for us here.
Yeah, I actually took away the same thing, Eric, when you said, I think both of our biggest takeaway was the fact that unforgiveness absolutely does stunt our growth, our spiritual growth, especially. And I can think back to the times when I've been resentful or bitter, holding on to things. I'm not flourishing as an individual, definitely not in my relationship with the Lord. And so we have to think of unforgiveness like that unhealthy junk that's clogging our arteries to live, really. And so it not only stunts our growth, it prevents us, it promotes death. And so we just have to be careful. So much of our thinking when it comes to forgiving someone is that it's for their benefit, but it's actually for our own as well.
Yeah, it's been said that holding on to unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting or hoping that it hurts the other person. And it just doesn't work that way. It hurts us. And obviously, when it comes to our marriage, we have to forgive the person that we're cohabitating with, or life can't go on. But I'd like to add in there that unforgiveness in general, even with someone else, is poison to you as a person and will seep out of you in other ways. We have experienced that. There's been seasons in our life where we had to forgive, and we had to walk through forgiving someone else. And I can tell you that while I was working through that, I would say I was an angry person, and it came out in our marriage, and it did damage. And we found ourselves in marriage counseling, and one of the things we found ourselves talking about during that was the unforgiveness that was in this other situation that was outside of us, but it was poisoning us because it was in there. It's poison. It's just pure poison.
Wow, I'd never heard that one. Drinking is like drinking poison and hoping that it affects the other person. That's wow.
Yeah.
That is so good. I've been talking with a young girl lately a lot, and I've encouraged her to get out of the poison fog. She has a lot of unforgiveness in her heart towards her husband, but she carries it with her wherever she goes. So no matter where she is, she's breathing in this poison fog and exhaling it onto everyone around her. And that's exactly right, is you just have to let go. Take deep breaths of forgiveness and then exhale healthy breaths of forgiveness and of life to everyone all around you, because it really does affect people around you.
And in our own strength, sometimes we say, it's not possible. It's too difficult. And that's why I like Bill and Pam bringing God into the mix and almost making it a prayer to him, these statements of forgiveness. Because then you have the strength where you can do the proper forgiving with your spouse, but do that heart work with God first. It's so important.
Yeah, this was so good, you guys. Thank you so much for sharing on this topic. You know what? We've got more A Better Us to come.
We do.
So don't go away.